Hello, this is a quick tutorial on how to find images that you can embed into your various projects from Google Images. Okay, so here we are at Google Images, and let me back up a little bit. It's probably where I should have started in the first place. So here is the Google homepage. So we're going to click on images right here. Okay, here we go. All right, so we're talking about various topics. And so let's say we want to talk about school leadership, for example. Okay, so there's a plethora of different pieces of graphics and clip arts that we can look at, but can we actually use these guys? Well, there's a hodgepodge of copyrighted, protected things in here, and then there's some free things as well. And trying to be on the up and up, we're going to use things that are available without any worries about copyright and things like that. So you saw that I clicked on Tools. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click on Usage Rights. And the very last thing on here is labeled for non-commercial reuse. We're not going to spend a dime on using it, or are we going to create something and profit off of this? This is for a class project. So we're going to click there. Okay. It's interesting that we get some videos in here. Looks like Google has switched things up a little bit. I've never seen videos in here. I always had to go to YouTube. That's interesting. Oh, wow. Okay. So we're looking for images, graphics, pics, and we want the background to be transparent. Okay. This is not always a given, but this is how we can try to thin things out a little bit. You notice that the videos are gone. It's very difficult to make those things not be transparent in the background. All right, so it does restrict our choices somewhat, but these are the more ethical choices. And my search was for school leadership. Okay, so we can come over here and take a look at clip art. It changes a little bit. We can unclick it because it builds if you don't unclick. All right, so we're in particular talking about education, school leadership and education. That school popped up again. Not going to be a lot of choices because of our criteria. So we're going to unclick education and see where it went someplace, but it said a ping, and that's what we're actually looking for. Transformational school leadership's going to be there. Lots of book covers. Not ideal. You know, for me, when I get to this point, I create sometimes my own images. All right, gonna undo that one. Here's one, looks like for middle schools, maybe. Collaborative leadership. Again, some slim pickings. Use your imagination, and you can always take a school bell and go far with it. And sometimes it just requires a little bit of being creative. Sometimes instead of saying school leadership, you could say leadership and get some things that you could very easily, that could easily be school leadership right there. That could be school leadership right there. So could that. I mean, now you have some more options just by changing your search parameters. That's another good one, as is this one. So changing things up a little bit, you can even put school up there and get some different results. Okay, so we are labeled for non-commercial use, and we're looking for transparent. Again, up here we have our various choices. A full-blown picture with real faces in it, which is what we're not seeing here anywhere, except for the stormtrooper. But I'm going to click. It says he's a ping file. See, they don't all say that, but I'm going to click on him. he is actually a PNG file. That is cool. And why do I know it's a PNG file? Look at the background. See those little check marks? In other words, I could copy this guy and put it on top of a blue background, and the blue would match up all the way around right here, his uniform. Now, a non-PNG file, it'd be a solid box. If you were to look at this, see how it's highlighted? I don't know if that's a PNG file or not. We'll find out here in a minute. But right there, white's all the way around it, around the blue. It would cover anything underneath it. And sometimes that's very distracting. All right, so we're going to click on it. And as a matter of fact, after we clicked on it, we found out that it is indeed a PNG file. And that's really how you can tell. See down here, there's some options to this. But you'll notice right here, I'm betting that is not a PNG file. It's not. You've got all this blue in here. That one's not going to be a PNG file. So you're dealing with the entire square. My preference is I love the PNG files because I can put text behind it. I can put it on top of text. It just works out better for me. All right. So as you're creating your projects for this program, remember how to get them and feel good about your choices. Remember how you got here. This is Google Images. I went to Tools, and then I came over here where it said Use. We went to the very bottom. I've often wondered about this one, but I don't know how much it changes. We'll see. Maybe a little bit. Reuse with modification. I just like to go here and be safe all the way around. And it really didn't change anyway. And then transparent is key because that is almost always going to guarantee you a PNG file. Except as you noticed a while ago, we did click until we found one that was not a PNG file. Okay, so that is how you find an image that will work on Google Docs, Google Presentation, Prezi, Powtoons, whatever that you create, Google Slides. It just makes it look more professional when your image is not surrounded by a big white, blue square. And again, remember, if it's a solid picture, a real picture, you're going to have that image problems anyway, unless it's a Starship Trooper. And that is cool. I'm going to have to save him for later. Of course, I'm going to have to go find him. Anyway, that concludes this tutorial.